See, I said that before the recording.
Yes, you did. Hello, everyone. On the behalf of Frank Jernigan, this is Ron Warren greeting you to this week's Phrancko Sweater Knitters Casual meetup here. We are a group who meets every week discussing the Phrancko.com sweater website, where you can generate custom fit, top-down, seamless set-in sleeve sweaters to your specifications. And those are at Phrancko.com, which we might be able to, well, if you're at the YouTube channel, hopefully you know where that is. So I won't do the full roll call this morning. Oh, it was Joe Ellen. You have your hand up for a reason. Hey, Joe.
It is because I cannot figure out how to turn the friggin' thing off.
Okay. So if Joellen has a question, she'll have to wiggle her real hands. Just feel around. And then hello, Mary.
I'm looking.
And hello, Serena. And Summy today. It's Summy.
Oh, yeah, that's my nickname. I just
And Judith and William and Jenny and Cindy and Karen, and joining us in the chat with no microphone is Rana. So everyone keep an eye on the chat for Rana to chime in. She's let us know she doesn't have her microphone today. But hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
Frank is in Hawaii today.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
Unfortunately, his pickleball class was scheduled at the same time as the Phrancko meeting. So he's enjoying learning pickleball, which I understand from TikTok is having a resurgence. I myself
There's complaints about pickleball here in Massachusetts. They put a pickleball court in Woburn.
Apparently it's a thing, and in 10 years, all the new 30-somethings will be like, remember when people used to play pickleball? That was so gross.
But the noise, they actually is trying to close the court because of the constant noise.
Pickleball
It's a really,
noisy?
yeah, apparently it's very noisy. It's very like pop, 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 because it's like a plastic big ball and the
I heard it
paddle.
here first, unless you live near a pickleball court, in which case you heard it there first. But
Apparently.
I had no idea.
They
So-
turned the tennis courts in my local big main park into pickleball courts.
Yeah, that's what they did here. But in Woburn, they're trying to like close the court because it's so
So
noisy.
they were never made into squash or handball. They skipped right to pickleball. I guess you need nets in the middle for pickleball. And no badminton either. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good one day. So how is everyone?
Great.
Good.
I'm officially a Phrancko Sweater Knitter.
Hey,
Hey.
tell me about it. Share your work. Let
Yay.
me do that thing where I spotlight for you.
Ooh,
All right,
pretty.
here's Karen.
Oh, nice.
So tell us about your yarn. Tell us which pattern you chose. Tell
You
us-
know, this is just a cotton I got at a department store called Bimart. I don't know if you have Bimart, but it's just a cheap cotton yarn. I was going to make washcloths out of it, and I just thought it was so cute for a baby. I did this with a friend, and she didn't like it.
She didn't.
She said it was too messy. That was her word.
Huh.
And she didn't like all the yarn ends. There's only 6 of them.
Yeah. Well, I guess if she somehow only knits sweaters out of 1,000 gram cones, she never has ends to weave in, so she wouldn't be used to it.
Well, but if she had to seam, she'd have to do ends. You know,
I love the cute little sleeve cap. Oh my
They
god.
look
They're great.
like
Yeah.
there's something about the tidy, except for your friend, it's very messy apparently. But that it just looks so tidy the way you pick up those sleeve shoulders, the sleeve
it does.
caps. There's something about it, I think, that I don't know. It gets me every time looking at that picked up shoulder.
Yep.
So if you were making a sweater for yourself, this is the point where you would look at those shoulders and say, this is never gonna fit.
Right,
It is a story that a lot of people tell. And
right.
as many of you know, I'm teaching a Phrancko class right now. And I warned my students about this ahead of time. You will cast on the shoulders and you will start working around the sleeve caps and you will look at your little weird thing and you will look at those shoulders and say, there's no way. This is far too small. This will never fit on me. But it always does.
Excuse me, I have banana bread in the oven.
Okay.
Ooh, lovely.
That's mean.
Hey,
I think
look.
I
Right, she doesn't even share.
And we've got a calico cat. Hello, cat.
Boy,
Yeah.
sorry, my hands are right in the, didn't mean to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay, I guess I
Oh.
on spotlight. So the cat was not participating, so we'll get out of there. So that's very exciting. Another Phrancko in progress. So
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna break the ice.
whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, Judith, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
wow, Judith.
Ooh,
Oh, I love the
Um,
stripe.
I didn't show it last week because I wasn't sure I was going to have enough yarn. And
Okay.
it's, hold on, it's Roma, La Mulgarne.
Oh,
okay,
So
oh, nice.
it's from
Denmark.
Denmark. It was a present from my sister when she went and visited Denmark. So that's the story of my sweater. It's going well. I've done some waist shaping and decided I didn't want it anyway, so unraveled, and that's where I am right now.
Very
So
nice.
You've
the
done your
color
sleeves
doesn't
first?
show.
very pretty.
Sorry,
You've done your sleeves
pretty.
first.
sorry.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
And you've done your sleeves first. And Rana says it's fantastic and she loves it.
Thank you, Rana. Yes, I've done my sleeve first, so I would know how far I could go for the body since I didn't have much yarn.
Right.
Oh, very clever.
So I've broken the ice.
Yes. How's the fabric? How does it feel? Tell us about using
a-
that yarn.
It's a toothy, that's how you say it, toothy yarn,
Oh,
when
yeah, toothy. Yeah.
toothy. So it's, I don't know, it's the first time I've been, well, I didn't work with that many type of yarn. I think with the swatch I made, it got a little softer when I
Yes.
blocked it.
Okay.
So I guess, well, I figure
I've
it's
So is it
done
like
that.
Shetland?
sorry.
Is it like Shetland?
I don't
Or-
know. I
or
haven't worked, but
Lopi?
from
It's more
haven't-
quietly fun than asking
Okay.
questions as she nods. Yeah, as I think the Rama yarns are Shetland like, and they feel very woolly. So
I think
Love that.
they mentioned, yeah, oh yeah, you love that, huh, Sumner?
Yeah, I do.
I don't hate it. And they mention, I don't know where, that it's very good for color work. So
yes,
That
that
would
is
qualify.
absolutely the case. Yarns like that
Yeah, because they grip.
exceptional for color work. So
You'll find that it's cooler to wear than you would think for its weight.
Ah,
So
okay.
those yarns breathe really well, and they have a natural like water resistance. So like wearing it outside, even it's fine. Water will just
Yeah.
drop right off it.
I think the thing that
Kinda nice.
people don't think about, insulating properties of wool is that insulation works both ways. That's why the long wool robes you might associate with Lawrence of Arabia, walking around the Middle East wearing wool seems counterintuitive for those of us from temperate climates, but
Yeah.
Right.
what insulates you one way insulates you the other as well.
Yeah. Now, but you find it's very cool. Like you won't really sweat in it like you would think because it breathes so much.
Okay.
So I love Shetland wool and I love it for that. Because I'll wear a
Looking
woolly
forward
sweater
to
and I
it.
won't get too hot.
Here's the
So.
label of my yarn. It's just one of
Oh,
those.
yeah, just a little
Yeah.
sugar and cream.
Sugar and cream. Oh,
Let me,
that's fun.
bring you up here. There you go. See, just a nice sugar and cream.
Goes well with your banana bread.
I'm
Yes.
going to assume that's the cat's name.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, the cat would not speak to us when you left, so I had to unspotlight you.
That's sweet.
But now the cat is looking into the camera, so
Very pretty kitty.
I think she must have realized that if she didn't participate, we would turn the camera off. And cats hate it when they're not getting attention on their terms.
Oh yeah.
So now that you've taken the plunge and started your Phrancko sweater, do you have any other observations for people who might be getting started or have lingered over it for a long time? How is it getting started?
You have to pay attention for sure. And
Hello.
it was a little I would call it fiddly, not messy.
Yeah.
And I had to pay attention, but once you got past that spot, you really go, wow, this is
Yeah.
cool.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. The pattern is really front loaded with fussy seeming things to do. And
Yeah.
once you're done with those things, which you're done with fairly quickly, you get started and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then you're done. And then you're knitting a tube and then 2 more tubes.
Yeah, I'm really glad I did it finally.
Good.
Yeah, and
Are
I'm
you-
gonna definitely complete it. I'm gonna
Are
complete
you
it for
making
sure.
the happy baby pattern, the sample pattern?
Yeah, yeah.
For those of you who aren't aware, if you are interested in looking through one of Frank's patterns to see how they look before you commit to pressing buy on your own, on the front page of the Phrancko website, there is a link to a sample pattern for a miscellaneous babyish, toddlerish size sweater, not meant to fit any baby or toddler or pixie in particular. But it gives you an idea of all the steps of the standard crew neck pattern. So it's a great place to start if you're curious or you just want to make one to walk through the steps.
And I saw your swatch, Ron. I saw the swatch you made that has all the
Oh, yes.
Phrancko sweater techniques. That's cool
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw that, but
I don't know either. Where is that thing? Yeah,
maybe it was on your website.
Yeah, we did sort of a mutual knit along with the sample sweater, and I put together a swatch that leads you through all of the basic techniques you need to know to put together a Phrancko, the things you need to know, the right and left leaning increases, I'm getting a message about my Vaughn's order. Okay. All right. So let's see. Does anyone else have anything interesting going on that they would like to share? It's been an exciting week since Judith shared with us of her own volition. So we may be stunned into silence for the moment, but if anyone else has anything to share, it's a great time.
I was thinking on my cardigan that I've got to work on. I think I'm going to steek it. I don't think I'm going to knit back and forth. I think I'm going to steek it
Yeah,
because that Jody Long will steek just beautiful.
it will, I think. It's another one of those grippy, toothy yarns.
Yeah,
Talking
I
about.
love those, Judith.
Which
If you need a
method?
fast knit, Judith, like
Yeah.
a fast knit, nice yarn,
Uh-huh.
talk to Ron. He'll hook you up with that Jody Long.
Well,
It's
I've been,
something.
how do you say, window shopping and looking for the Jody Long yarns,
Yes.
and they were like all out of different colors, and
Yeah.
almost nothing was available.
There was a big run on them, I guess. Yeah, it's some of the like the natural is on an indefinite back order.
Okay.
So who
But
knows?
it doesn't mean that the product is ending its
Oh, no,
production.
it is not discontinued, certainly not.
No, it's popular.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's popular.
really well received.
And it has some alpaca, right? Doesn't it? If I remember?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit.
And it's a
when-
soft, toothy yarn, Judith. It's like this one can go right up on your face and it's just,
Voila.
it's
Which
not
one?
scratchy.
Is that the chow or the
Andiamo Light.
Andiamo light. It
Okay.
literally, it's a toothy yarn, but it's just, it's cuddly soft. It's
Chow is
so
also
nice.
incredibly soft. Hey, look. So here's Cindy with a big poofy skein spotlighter.
Oh, there
This
you
is,
go.
this is the Andiamo Light, and it is a really huge skein.
Yeah, generous.
It is 85% wool, 15 alpaca. This is the color mallard,
Oh, I love it.
and it is 437 yards and 200 grams. So you can
And
see
you-
next to my head. It really is quite big.
Yeah, it's the size of your
Yeah,
head.
there for a
And you
while,
were
it looked like
using
it was
it
about 4
for-
feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is. It's super soft. It's
And you
really
are using that for the Intarsia butterfly sweater, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So it should
So
work
that should
out.
be really good.
Yeah,
and
Judith,
do
only
well for
3
the
of
intention
those
like
would
that.
make a sweater for you.
And speaking of
Well,
the chow,
If I remember well, Ron, you suggested that particular yarn for if I wanted to make my dress again, which is pilling like
Oh, this is
crazy
coastline.
with
I was
the-
thinking this was chow. This is the coastline.
let's
I
get,
like this one too.
yes, you worked the
This was the
The tune-
coastline.
tunic in that.
Yep. The
Yeah.
wisteria tunic.
You made,
And this
who
is
was
cotton and linen.
the recipient of your sweater in chow.
That was Jody, my daughter. That was the
Yes.
blue one. Let me see if I
And-
can find that one. Where did I put those?
I,
Hang on.
we'll wait.
So that dress you made, Judith, is gorgeous.
Thank you. It's
You
a
were gonna
wrong,
do
it's,
that in.
it's a wrong
Andiamo
yarn.
Light. Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Will, were you trying to show us the sweater you're doing? I
Here's
thought
the chow.
I saw Will holding something up a little while
Oh,
ago.
no, I'm just trying to feed my yarn, but
Oh,
I'm working on a shawl at the moment.
oh, I see.
Yeah,
he's
it's
just flailing his
Doing this
hand.
thing.
yeah, I've got so many stitches on here that it's getting really heavy. I'm getting to the end of it, I think, and so I'm sort of wrangling it.
Right. What do you have there, Cindy?
Here's the Jody Long chow. This is the one that I did the blue Phrancko for my daughter, and it is a extra fine merino superwash.
No, I wouldn't
And
use that.
there is 115 yards and it's 50 grams.
And that yarn is soft for people who are not.
This one is
wool
just wonderful.
aficionados.
She wears it totally against her skin with nothing else
For
underneath.
knitting civilians, it feels very,
Yes.
very.
It's very, very nice.
Knitting civilians.
There we go.
For people not hardcore like Sumner.
Right, just like, oh, this feels like you'd strike a match on it. Perfect.
Yeah. Careful, I'll make a hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And for the first Jody Long that we were showing, that's Andiamo light. You do not want the regular
Andiamo.
just Andiamo. The regular
Right.
Andiamo is bulky, and
Yeah.
I mean, if
Super
you want
bulky.
bulky, you can, but
No,
Super
the
bulky.
Andiamo light is worsted, and
worsted is perfect.
When Jody comes here for the shop visit next Sunday, I'm going to campaign very hard for them to look into making fingering or a sport weight version of Andiamo, because I think that would,
Oh, I would love it.
people would love that. So
I would buy that.
if we start a petition, I'll let you know so you
Yeah,
can
I'll sign. I'm in.
sign it.
Here's
I
all
think-
the,
Oh,
here's all the colors real quickly that are going to be for the butterfly one. This mushroom is the body of the sweater, and then this is
Oh,
my dark
nice.
color in there, and then the little bright pop like that. So that's what that's going to be.
Oh, fun.
And
that's
they
sort of the
are they
colors-
are huge. I love the
Yeah.
colors together too.
They're beautiful. That's sort of the color scheme of my house, my interior. Boing. All right. Joellen still has her hands up, but I don't think she has a question.
Do you have a question, Joelle?
I have so many questions on life. Now, I'm just gonna leave that thing up there and as they pop out, y'all can respond.
What are you working on now that we've,
I've started a new V-neck
let's take a look.
and let's see, where am I? Here I am. Okay,
There you are.
here I are. And that thread is, I thought I used some there. It is so squishy. It's, and I don't know what you call this. It's kind of like a braided thread. It's like a little
Oh, okay.
Chainette.
In it.
chain kind of thing. And
Chainette,
it is
yeah.
from Juniper Moon Farm, Celestina.
Yes.
It's 60% virgin. Then you could probably swap those words. Cashmere. And 26% extra fine merino wool and 14 nylon. So we'll see what happens on that.
That's lush. That's got to be puffy light.
It is puffy light and stretchy and soft and squishy. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, Celestina is a beautiful chainette. Unlike some of the chainettes that looks, I mean, it looks like, if you see it in person, it looks kind of like I-cord, like a very fine
Yes, exactly.
I-cord. It's really a special yarn.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's see. We answered Ron's questions. Ron would also like to know if she could have some banana bread.
I would
Yes.
send it through the airways if I could.
If Ronnie gets some, I want some too.
I wish you could smell it. Oh,
We'll just collect everyone's addresses.
it's got wheat germ in it, which makes it really nutty.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot eat a banana. So sad.
Oh my goodness.
Why not?
Oh,
Anything that goes in a smoothie, off limits for me. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. They make me very ill, but strawberries,
no-
bananas. I used to be able to eat bananas, not anymore. But strawberries, I've never been able to eat ever since I was a child. I have no idea what they taste like.
You're
Only,
allergic?
only in their artificial pink starburst version.
Are you allergic?
That's what I tell people because it's easier than explaining. It triggers my angioedema. And I become very swollen and break out in hives all over all of my mucous membranes.
Ah,
Hives on the skin are bad enough. Hives on the inside of your body,
No
I'll
good.
tell you all about it some other time, but it's not great.
No.
that sounds horrible. What
Yeah,
else?
that's no fun.
It's not good. Once my youngest nephew is a culinarian. He since he was a kid, like he's gone to culinary schools over the summer since he was in high school. Now he teaches at those same like culinary camps for other students. And one day we were having a barbecue over at his house, and his mother and I both have lots of food issues. And he told me specifically, okay, everything out here on this table is fine for you, because he's conscientious that way. So I'm making my plates and it's like, oh, salsa. And I put salsa on my tri-tip. If you're not a Californian, what even is that? I guess they have it in the rest of the US now.
Yeah, not common, but yeah, nice.
A standard Californian barbecue cut. And then I start feeling very unwell and I go home, and then he calls me and says, where did you go? And I said, I'm in a certain room of my house and will probably be here for a little minute. Why? And he says, because his cousin had gone into his refrigerator and taken out a salsa he had made the day before with strawberry in it and
Oh.
put it with the food. And he's like, I just told my uncle that everything on this table was safe. And by the time he realized what had happened, I had already gone home and then lived in that room for the next, like,
Oh,
that's my life.
that stinks.
So,
Funny, I had a strawberry salsa in Montreal, the only place I've ever had strawberry salsa. It was unusual.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Neither.
Yeah,
Do
it's
they
a
have
thing.
peppers and spicy as well, or just
Gummy
strawberry?
bears.
Is it sweet?
strawberries and gummy bears. It's like a Midwestern salad. No,
It's
I'm lying.
yeah, it's like strawberries and vegetables, and it's unusual.
Do you get peach or mango salsas where you are?
I've had mango salsa before.
had
It's
mango
pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
You were
Yeah,
San
but it's like
Diego
that with
for a while, right?
substitute strawberry, you know?
Fruit
Except
salsa.
for if Ron is there, don't.
Right, but I won't
Let
ever
me
eat it
know.
again. I did not like it.
Or I will figure it out very quickly, actually.
Yeah, I can't have wheat. I usually figure that out really quickly.
So you can split mine and Sumner's share of banana bread between Joel and
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, we'll be doing that.
We'll collect everyone's address at the end.
So Sumner, are you really liking those needles that you're using? I'm seeing, are those the Prim?
These are the Prim. I love them. They have the little teardrop on the end
Yeah,
here.
we've seen a little dot like
Yes.
on the end.
Because I'm doing now, I've needed to get better at the Norwegian purl. So this is a knit one, purl one hat. So that I can work out my speed before I
Mhm.
get into the sweaters. But then now I think I'm going to steek my sweater anyway.
So how do you've mentioned those tips before, the Prim needles. Now that
Yeah,
Cindy's drawn our attention to them, they work for you. You like them enough to be using them on purpose. So
on purpose. I've really, because I've like really dived into Norwegian knitting.
Uh-huh.
And I just, because I've always been like an English knitter with my right hand, and I could never really figure out how to continental knit.
Mhm.
Never very good at it.
yeah.
But Norwegian knitting, although I would think it's a type of continental knitting, where you hold your yarn here,
Try
Very
to make those
close.
distinctions, right?
very close, and it just picks it up and pulls it off the needle like it's brilliant. It's so, and then the purl is from the front, not the back.
Show us your pearl.
So yeah, it's it really helps move the yarn really quickly.
I remember when those had just come out, and I didn't wind up getting any for the shop, but I do know that every time I see them, I have the intrusive thought that I would like to clean my ear out with one.
Yeah, it has a little Q-tip.
Please, no one put them in your ear. Even I say that mostly for myself. It just looks really satisfying.
Yeah, it's but boy, that pearl just it just dances off the needles
Yeah, I bet.
to kind of help me get there, right? I had knit so much I hurt my right wrist, and I needed to still knit, so I needed to change what I was doing.
It injured me, but I was not willing to stop.
Yeah, no. I'm an addict. It's bad.
I'm exactly the same. I couldn't stop if I wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'd figure out a way to knit with my feet if I had to, right? Like,
I
so
figured I
Norwegian
could
was good.
stop, but I would get antsy, and then I would just do other things to fill my time, and it would probably be pesky for other people around me. So it's probably best if I keep it up.
I will take a break sometimes by spinning, especially if I've hurt my hand a little bit. Sometimes I'll switch to spinning for a bit, and
The
that
yarn
uses
making kind,
muscles.
not the bicycle class kind.
Right, the yarn making kind. Yes.
Yes.
I'll
Not
take a
the,
spin class.
not
Yeah,
the
there you
riding
go.
a bike for 1 hour and somehow going nowhere.
That's fabulous.
I considered cleaning house instead, but that didn't last very long at all.
No.
Let's see. Who haven't we interviewed today? Oh, there's Jenny. I see her moving and looking
Oh,
toward.
is Jenny hiding in the back? I didn't see her. Hey, Jenny.
So my clock's going, so just hold on a minute.
Okay.
It's 11 o'clock.
Ronna texted you too in the
Oh.
chat.
Let's take a look. Oh, report on the Phrancko class. So as I mentioned before, thank you for asking, Ronna. I'm teaching a Phrancko class here at the shop. Is someone listening to Brian Eno music? No? Is that me? Okay. So I've got a class of 3 people plus Tim sitting in, who are working through a Phrancko from beginning to end with an eye towards making sort of lots of personal design decisions throughout the whole process, rather than just making the plain class. They're all our plain sweater. They're all quite experienced knitters, so they've gone back to their pattern or their like stitch books and looking for what kind of things they'd like to make. So we have one student who is doing a full stranded knit with just like a simple all over pattern through the upper part of the body until the sleeves are split, and then a more complicated all over pattern, probably taken from one of the Starmore books.
Cool.
If you're familiar with those, there's large collections of stranded knit patterns of different origins. So we're very excited to do that, but that has a lot of decisions to be made, particularly how you're going to handle these increases for the sleeves. Even if you're doing no body increases, you have to make sure that your size is a stitch count that's going to be attractive, where you have to split your pattern, which is why she's doing a small repeat at the upper body so that she can fudge it a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch in either direction without getting a totally different size. And then, there are options for what to do here if it's stranded. You could put in some window painting, which is a technique where you have like a little stripe at the edge of something, like you would do on a stranded project. If you didn't want to jog at the end, you could put a little stripe, a vertical stripe. So we'll see how that goes. We have another student who is putting lace from the sort of waist area down to kind of a tunic length. I don't have it handy, but I made the Wisteria Woods tunic. That's a girl's tunic length, lace bottomed, and she saw that sample in the shop and said, I want this in big girl sizes. Well, we can make that in big girl sizes. You can figure out exactly how you want it, and it will be the biggest girl size that you can ever possibly want. Thank you. And then so she had a bit of a snafu. She was looking through one of those wonderful, oh, thank you so much. Yay.
Something terrible that you will enjoy.
Tim I have a well-known reputation for loving terrible things. And he's brought me something called a ginger turmeric ancient mushroom elixir. That sounds right up my alley.
Nice.
I'm going to enjoy that now.
As long as they don't have that stevia. Ugh.
So
Man.
what happened was this student wanted the lace on the bottom of her sweater, and she was looking through one of those beautiful like Japanese stitch dictionaries, found one she really liked, cast it on, knit through one repeat of the pattern, and realized that because she was knitting a top-down sweater, the shell shape she wanted was upside down.
Oh.
So one of the other students who wanted some kind of stitch pattern in the bottom of her sweater as well, learned from this error, this oversight, and is browsing through the same dictionary, holding it upside down.
There you go.
which is
That'll
one way to
work.
do it. Just
One
read
way to
it
do it.
upside down, and that's how the stitches will look. So
There you go.
now she has to find some way to either find another similar pattern that works in the direction she's knitting, or we work out a way to reverse the increases and decreases and knit that stitch pattern upside down somehow. But we're taking a break because she's gone back to the Midlands somewhere to visit her family. So she's,
And what was the link between your students and Brian Eno?
oh, I heard music.
Oh,
I thought I heard like droning music.
I missed that. Okay.
Oh, that's something you would want to give to company and not tell them what it is.
I so want to come over for dinner.
Yeah.
Good company or bad company?
You never know until it's time to drink the weird thing.
Okay. So if they leave fast, early,
Right.
then, you know.
No, I believe in
That's funny.
hospitality. I will let people stay as long as they want, but for most of that time, I will be in my bedroom. Help yourself. Bathroom's that way. Good night.
There you go.
So yeah,
That's-
got lots of cool stuff, and we're learning lots of things. And I think some of the students are going to put in the princess style bust start shaping that I had talked about like a year ago at this point.
Mhm.
So we can try that out and get that into more people. So I'm excited. Thank you for asking, Rana.
I've come to the end of a row, so I'll show you what I'm working on, or you can try and guess.
Well, is it a very soft drill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me spotlight
Let's
you.
focus. Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it a
how
gnome?
cute.
Is it
It's
a
a
gnome?
gnome. Yes, it's a gnome. Yeah, yeah.
How
So
cute.
that's his hat, and I'm
Oh.
just starting on the body.
So
Yeah.
tell us about that spiral shape. Is that an applied I-cord? Or have you sewn an I-cord on? Because it goes
You
into
knit
a
that
loop.
You knit the hat from the bottom to the top,
Uh-huh.
and then you just keep going with an I-cord, and then stitch it on afterwards.
Yeah.
So you just
Wow.
Clever.
and then
Oh, that's fun.
stitch the I-cord on. Yes, so yeah,
How cute.
very cute.
Very
How
cool.
So the
tall
thing
will
is,
you
you have to stuff the hat to do the I-cord, and then trying to knit the body, all the stuffing's coming out. So
I think as we've all been meeting for so long together, like patterns have developed of what kind of stuff each of us knit or what our tastes are. But I think you knit the most different kinds of things. We've seen you knit a lot of 3D objects or very interesting techniques. You've done shawls, that lace weight jumper that I think
Yeah.
you're a variety knitter.
yeah, I like to challenge myself.
Are you
Jimmy?
some-
How tall will your gnome be once you're going to do the body as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. So he's going to be probably 12 to 15 inches tall.
Ah,
Yeah.
cute.
So I'm going to put some weights in the bottom, and he's going to be a doorstop.
Oh, lovely. I like it.
Clever.
That's cute.
That'd probably be a good job for me. I bet I would be good at that.
Do you have any pets, Jenny?
Sorry?
Do you have pets?
Do I have pets? No, I don't have pets.
Oh, good, because my cat would have dragged that home with it.
I used to have a dog, and she had this thing about teaspoons. So if she could find a teaspoon, she would take it and put it in her bed. So at the end of every couple of days, you'd have to go and find all the teaspoons
Oh my gosh,
hidden in her bed. Yeah.
cute.
I had a dog who would steal keys.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It was a greyhound. So I mean, they're
Wow.
Better
very
to drive a
tall.
bus.
They're very tall. Right.
Yeah.
And I would have people over and we'd all be hunting to find out, okay, come on now, we gotta go. And everybody's trying to find their keys because he wouldn't just put them in one spot. He would hide them.
Oh
my
my gosh.
Enrichment.
Stop it.
I had
Awful.
a corgi who would, they're herding dogs. So he would occasionally decide that someone or another needed to be in another room and kept there. And so like he would bother
Help.
company until they got into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Watch
You be here. You stay here. Oh, that's so funny.
Because, you know, he didn't have anything to herd. But now I just have Ziggy who's does
That's
nothing.
fabulous. That same dog used to also hide the butter dish, but we would find it empty in his crate. So
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Years ago, I had a roommate with one of those enormous cats. Like it's a cat that looks like a potato sack, like one of those huge cats. Who one day someone had left the margarine out on the counter. And the cat had gotten and knocked the tub of margarine onto the floor and then eaten all the margarine that was left in it while we were out. I don't know if you know what happens when a very large cat eats half a tub of margarine, but it's hard to clean.
not good.
No kitty litter box in the world will fix that.
It's just like, Mrs. Tubbs, what have you done?
That is
It
fabulous.
was a shock to me she could get on the counter. But she did, and she ate a whole half tub of country crock.
Year.
Wow.
Maybe
That's fun.
back onto projects. Serena, do you have anything to share with us? What's going on with you over there?
Yes, I can give you an update on that hand spun yarn that I showed you guys in
Oh,
summer.
honey, can I have your pets?
I'm gonna spotlight you.
Do I have any pets? No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mute myself. I was asking my husband. For something.
Oh, okay. This was the hand
Sorry.
spun, and Sumner had told me to alternate balls to
Did
come
that work?
back to color, which I did try in the round, but then I didn't end up doing that. The lady kept changing her mind on what sweater she wanted. So
That makes it difficult.
I'm quite nervous about this, but I'll show it to you, okay?
Oh,
Oh, that's really
Oh, that's
pretty.
beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
pretty. Mm.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Wow. Love the bottom. Why are you
Yeah,
nervous
can you
about it?
can you hold it up closer to your body and
Must I?
we'll hold it
And
up a
up
little.
higher,
It
and up
focuses
higher.
better if
There
it's
we go.
further away.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
gorgeous.
for me though, Ron.
Yes,
It's-
I just wanted you to hold it closer to your body for the camera.
The
to
one's
focus.
good.
Oh, you're taking photos of me without my permission. Is that what's going on?
Well, we have your permission. It said right at the beginning.
It was being recorded.
So you're
But anyway, the arms, the gap right here, is that gonna line itself out or did I do the
Yes.
body?
that will
No,
clean itself right up.
It'll be fine.
Okay, because this is a US 6 and this is a US 3.
Oh, we
So hopefully this goes okay for her.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
it looks
lovely.
absolutely beautiful.
It's great yarn.
Yeah, and I felt like the color was okay
Yeah,
after
it's
all.
great yarn.
I'll show you a different non-Phrancko that I just finished.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice.
Nice.
That changed colors as you got it on screen. What color is it actually?
It's
It was
navy
blue and then
blue.
it turned gray. Oh, there we go. Yes.
Need a
Oh,
small-
that's cool. Yeah,
Navy blue.
nice.
What's the pattern?
So this originated as a Vogue knitting pattern called cropped lace cardigan,
Beautiful.
and I've modified it quite a bit. That's my 5th one.
Tell us about your modifications. What have you done? That's so interesting.
Well, the Vogue knitting pattern, of course, I loved it, and I wanted lace because I'm in hot Florida, but
Yeah.
it was knit in like 7 pieces.
Ooh,
It had 2 fronts, a back, 2 sleeves, 2 button bands. And that's not really including the finishing work on the edges and the collar. So when I knit my first sweater for Kathy, Knit Wiz, it was a cardigan. I happened to be a lace cardigan, and it was knit flat. And I had no clue that what could happen. And I was so confused when I initially got that pattern, because of course I'd never done it. I'm like, how does this work? And I thought this is perfect. And so I modified this pattern to be knit flat.
Oh, wow.
And I don't usually put button bands on it. And I usually do an I-cord from the bottom, the front, all the way around the collar to the bottom, and that allows me to take up some of the collar by skipping stitches.
Yeah.
In case that, because it's always cotton yarn. It's cotton. This one's cotton acrylic, and then I usually use this.
Phrancko modern cotton DK.
Oh, Phrancko, yeah.
This one's cotton nylon, but I found somebody was selling this cotton acrylic, and so I'm trying it with the cotton acrylic, which is very like, it doesn't want to flatten out. Your cotton, you would normally block it and it stays. This stuff,
Yeah.
it's like, no, I'm not staying.
Yeah. Rough. I think that's what is the, you know what the percentages are of cotton versus synthetic on it?
It's close to 50-50 in the blue one I just showed you, but in this it's 60-40.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think once it gets to about a 50% blend, those synthetics really take over. And I think a lot of people who are new to knitting and crochet, even who work primarily in synthetic yarns, often think that blocking is like unnecessary or pointless, because nothing happens when you try and block something that's mostly synthetics. It's what you knit is what you get, and it's going to stay that shape, unless you forcibly melt it. But,
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, that lace cardigan I just showed you, soaking wet, I just threw it in the washing machine. So it's still wet.
Yes.
And
nice.
it goes in the washing machine just beautifully, but I wouldn't recommend it for wear and tear. But I thought the swatch went in there well, so I'm gonna throw the whole sweater in there.
Why not give it a go? Let's see. Oh, I guess I can show. Nothing really has happened with this cardigan of mine, but I can show you what I've done. Here's me. Whoa. This is where we are.
Ooh.
So
A nice weight.
yeah, you can see the rhythm of the fabric.
Nice and drapey, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly drapey. It's silk linen from Oink Pigments in 4 of their colors there. If I make like a JoJo pose, I can.
Is that on 4s?
No, this is on 9s.
9s? Really?
Yeah, it's a DK
Beautiful.
weight. It's a DK weight silk linen. So they have 2 yarns in this composition and structure. One is a fingering weight called Coven. This is a DK weight called Guild. And just the drape on it. So I
It's
made
almost not fair to knit in 9s and knit a sweater. Like, I don't know if we should give you credit.
It counts as a normal size sweater because you've never met me in person and I am enormous. So making something that fits me, it's like, yeah, this would be a normal size sweater on someone else if I knit it on a 4.
Yeah, that's great. So what does the yarn call for?
Standard DK weight, so
Like a 7?
5, 6, 7.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
So since I've seen you guys last, because I missed last week, I went to a show. I knit 2 of these 1890s hats.
Let me
with ear flaps.
Oh, the
I've made one of those.
1898?
Yeah.
The 1890s hats with the ear flaps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're so cute.
What
Did you
is
put
the
it
yarn?
on? Put it on, Summer.
This
Oh, boy.
is, what is this yarn? This is some, where's the back? Well, I needed to learn how to graft garter stitch edges.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that has ear flaps.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
great.
I
for up
love
here in
that.
Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
What a nice warm hat.
Will keep you
Yeah.
cozy.
Yeah, I knit 2 of them. They
Yeah,
just knit up in like 2 days. They're very easy.
And
For
it's
you.
the 18 something something hat. What was?
Yeah. What was it, Cindy? What hat is it?
I thought it was 1898, but
Maybe. It's a free pattern.
And what
Um,
yarn? What yarn did you use?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, and this one was expensive too, so I should. It's shameful. I have no idea. I threw away the band after I made it. I got 2 of them.
You don't keep them
Beautiful
down.
yarn though.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
It's almost like a single roving. It's not like a double, it's like a single.
Mhm.
It's not plied.
No.
Oh, you're muted.
Something happened.
Yeah, I had to ask the husband to see if we could I do. I have an extra one of them. The
Wow.
husband asked me. It's Tacky Yarns Kaleidoscope.
Jackie
Cool.
Coed. I saw
I
some of
put
the
the
yarns.
I put the link in chat. It is the 1898 hat. It's a
Oh,
free
thank you.
pattern on
Yeah.
Ravelry.
Yeah, Tacky Yarns. Yeah, it's just a single twisted, it's almost like roving.
Yeah.
It's so, but again, it's, let's see, needles, US 7. So I knit it on 5, so it would be tight.
Like Tacky
Um,
Stacey Charles or that
Super
brand.
wash wool and acrylic. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I'm done with those hats since I just knit 2 of them. I have to get this Norwegian knitting down before I get on that super fine alpaca
Mhm,
on zeros.
mhm,
Because
mhm. Aren't you going to say anything to poor Jenny about it?
well, no, I was gonna give her a break this week.
It was the one time he wasn't going to come for her, and I had to bring it up.
Yeah,
I thought surely he's making an oversight. Someone needs to remind him.
yeah, no. But I really want to be a little bit more proficient with this method, and I'm getting there. I
I'm
make
thinking
2 pairs of
of,
socks and 3 hats. So
in my next season of classes here at the shop, of offering a few weeks long course on introduction to knitting styles, just for people who have not experimented with things beyond, maybe do you hold your yarn in your right hand or your left hand? But there's a lot
Right.
beyond that. So, and they all have uses. So I'm thinking of putting that onto the schedule and see if I can drum up some interest and going over, the other knitting methods, Portuguese knitting, Eastern uncross knitting,
yeah,
sort of thing. I was thinking about it because I have a visually impaired student who comes in, and she wants to work on and learn more things. And she's a self-taught knitter, and she knits Eastern uncrossed because I don't know if she did it on purpose or just based on the videos she was learning from. But it's the easiest way, I think, for a visually impaired, because you don't come in from the side to make a knit stitch. It goes right into the front as if you were knitting through the back loop every time. So I thought it would be fun to sort of expose people to more rare knitting styles, because you never know when they come in handy.
right. This, I tell you, my salvage edges are beautiful. They've never been so good. 30 plus years knitting, probably 35 years
You
knitting.
mentioned that
And
wonders for
these
you.
salvage edges are just, it helped me correct what I couldn't otherwise,
Yes.
because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. But now I'm curious, if I go back, will I be able to compensate to
Yeah.
keep it?
Will you
Good,
learn
you
a
know.
lesson from the Norwegian pearl? to
Yeah,
keep your-
right.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
All right. Do you want to show us your shawl? Are you in the room, William? Do you want?
Oh, I don't, can you see it?
Let
Oh.
me. Not when
It
you.
disappeared.
Let me turn off my background. Hang
Yeah.
on.
When you make yourself invisible.
Yeah, it's funny.
Spotlight you.
Love the background though.
See what's behind the beige bookshelf or taupe bookshelf. Beige was unkind. Those are taupe.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off, and I'm not sure that I know
He
how.
disappears and the books stay.
Well,
I totally disagree.
Yes.
this is about all there is to it. There's so many stitches, and they're so bunched up on the needle that I can't.
And they periodically turn
anymore.
invisible, which must make it very difficult to work with.
It does, and I'm waiting. I've ordered a longer needle that's 60 inches. This is a 40, and I'm about out of room, and so I'm waiting for a 60-inch to arrive.
Yeah.
So that I'll be able to lay it out
Are
a little.
are you knitting a particular shawl or are you doodling?
Yeah, no, it's a Stephen West, the Garter Abyss shawl. So the Garter Abyss, so you start with 9 stitches and you increase, every round has at least 2 increases,
Right.
yarn overs. And then you do a fade with 5 different colors, 2 rows of striping for each color. So I'm on my 3rd color now. And
I think shawl knitting would be like the Sisyphus underworld punishment for knitters, right? All right, start with 9
Well, you
stitches
know what-
and then increase 2 every row until eternity.
right. What I'm really not looking forward to is the bind off, because it has an I-cord bind off, and it's going to be over 1,000 stitches of I-cord bind off.
Oh
which is
my good Lord.
a real
It's gonna
pain in
be
the
a
butt.
tummy ache.
So Will, when it gets that big, how do you keep at it? Because I have a hard time with something that big. I'm like, oh, I gotta go knit 1 row.
That's what it is, right? I'm gonna knit 1 row. I'm gonna watch this episode of Downton Abbey and do a single row the whole
That's
episode.
the doctor if Adderall is right for you.
Yeah. But it's very simple knitting. Like the wrong side rows are knit 3, yarn over, knit all the way across, and then you yarn over, knit 3 at the end of the row.
At least
So
it's a
it's very
garter
mindful.
abyss and not a seed stitch abyss. all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, you have to have smaller projects or you'd go out of your mind, don't you?
I've always got a sock. I've always got a pair of socks.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
if that was the only thing facing me, I'd just like
Lose my mind.
Now, will you wear that shawl? Is
I
that like a
don't-
wearable shawl?
I think it's going to be more like a blanket. Honestly, it's going to be so
Because
big.
It just seems like it's really big, and you live in the heat with
Yeah, it
with
does.
Ron.
The winters here, it does get cool, but
Okay,
I
what's
would
cool?
probably wear it around. Well,
Cool
Cool.
enough for the shawl. Don't ask if you don't want to.
yeah, I would wear it around the house in the mornings, probably in the winter.
Don't listen, Judith. they're
Freezing,
cool as
like-
our
Like
summer.
60 degrees. Brr.
Oh, good Lord. 60 degrees. What?
That's
funny.
just you'll just wear that when you run out to the mailbox and back.
Right.
Nothing, you just
Yeah.
wrap up in that
We've
shawl.
gotten like 2 frost warnings this winter. So,
Morning, morning.
and didn't I tell you about
Snow
that?
3 times this week.
Didn't I tell you about that
We're
7
lucky to
minutes
wear
worth of
clothing.
sleet we had this week?
Wow.
Honest to goodness, sleet, Sumner.
I know. But literally 60 degrees, you're lucky if we wear clothing.
Yeah.
We're all naked. We get the oil out and we got the chair in the parking lot.
The new black V-neck filter that they put on Zoom works really well. It looks exactly like I'm wearing a black V-neck. And with that, it's about the time that we keep it. Does anyone have any last minute things to show us or special announcements before we say goodbye?
No.
Okay, let's see. Do we have anything in the chat we can share with Frank
Luana.
for when he puts this video up. Oh yes, the hat pattern. Let's make sure he gets that so he can put that in the YouTube notes. All right, everyone. It's been lovely.
Great
Thank
seeing everybody.
Let's see where Frank is next week.
You can tell us about pickleball.
Pickleball. Someone may
See if he won the championship.
right. Yes.
I didn't even know pickleball had rules.
Yeah, see, I thought it was like a regional beauty contest where you get like crowned pickle queen and you get to ride on a float because you have the biggest perm at the pickleball.
But what would the trophy look like? Really?
It's warts and all. With that, it's been another lovely week of the Phrancko Knitters. Thank you all for showing up. And,
Thanks. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Ron.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.